Okay, as of now, it's recording, so you need to pay attention. I got some things on the board. I've set my minute minder, 9 minutes, and I will be done, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So I'm trying to shave it down. But important things come up every day. Like yesterday, something came up. I had a CPR class, first aid class. It was 4 hours long by the fire chief, and how to do CPR, how to run an AED, how to take wounds and stop the bleeding, how to tell if something is an arterial wound and anyways, a whole lot of information. And at school here, we have an AED, an artificial defibrillator, okay? It is in the cafeteria. It is by the lunch line, and I need you to understand this, that the instructor there said it's crazy all the teachers are trained to run an AED, and most of the kids are not trained to it. They don't even know where it is, when in all probability, it's going to be the teacher that needs the AED. And I've had some heart issues, and I have high blood pressure, and this and that. And he said, you should at least let your kids know where the AED is. So we may walk through there, and I'll show you, because everything is done voice prompt. You don't know how to, if you don't know how to run it, you open it up, you press on, and it tells you, now put a patch on their stomach. Now put a patch on their side. Now hit the start button. It sends a signal between this patch and this patch to see if your heart has really stopped. So it cannot shock someone that doesn't need it. It is, he said that has never happened that way. He said they're designed to only give people a shock that need it. And they're trying to get it where every school has an AED. Every airplane has an AED in it. These will save your life, okay? But you only have 6 to 8 minutes, 6, 7, or 8 minutes to get there and get it on before you start losing the person. Every minute after that is a 10% less chance they have of living, okay? So you should know that. It's down the hall in the cafeteria, and I believe there's one over in the main building. That is something I would have forgot to ever tell my kids had I not made this video, had I not watched Channel 1 and seen that. Okay, the other thing I need to mention. Today we got to do a seating chart, not so much for me, but I'm going to have a sub, and when I'm gone, I turn on all video cameras, and I always want that sub to leave a note to say, wow, your kids are the best I've ever had. I do allow a little bit of freedom in my class to let people talk and stuff. When a sub here, it is their rules that go. Some substitutes don't mind a loud class, some do. Okay? So you must be quiet and obey the sub's rules. If I can't trust you in the classroom, I won't ever take you into the shop room. Okay, I wanted to talk about that. I had a couple other things I was going to mention on here. I had some things on the board. I'll jump around a lot because I have a lot of different little pieces of information I want to give you, and especially at the beginning of the year, I like to tell people that after the school year starts, day 1, we are 1/180th of the way done. 1/180th. After day 2, we're 2 180s or 190th. It's getting down there fast, okay? Then when we're 3 out of 180, we are 160th of the way done. And then 4 out of 180th, I believe that's 145th. 5 out of 180th is 136th. Today, day 6, 130th of the way done. Okay, tomorrow will be 125th of the way done with the school year. So you're going to see it goes by fast. I'm trying to get by all of this stuff the first few days where I can say, hey, I gave you the information, I gave you the rules, now let's move on. But I needed to mention that about a sub. I needed to mention the seating chart. When we do the seating chart, I'll just start in the back this time and work my way forward, do it a little bit different. I haven't had a seating chart yet. And I'm going to say that if people do a good knockdown, great job when subs here, then I'll say we don't need a seating chart. You guys do good on your own. But right now, it's not necessarily been a good idea to say, hey, go find 3 of your friends and sit together and see if you can maybe pay attention to Mr. Carey. That's not been happening. Okay? So I've been waiting until things kind of shake down just a little bit before I make the seating chart and before the class list change, which it just changed less than 30 seconds ago. Okay? So the other things I had on the board today, right up here on the board, The target, some days I'm going to say, at the end of the hour, you tell me what you think the target was. What was the big main idea today? We'll talk about this a lot in marketing day and say, what is target marketing? Okay? A big arrow, bow and arrow. And I want you to see if you can pick up on the big point of the day, of what you think it might be. I want to talk to you about subs, seating chart, hats. I have lemonade up there. My mother-in-law once said, when you're dealt lemons, make lemonade. Make the best of a situation no matter what. Okay? When they told us we were having 7 hours this year, I said, I have to say the same thing over again 7 times? I said, no, I'll record it. Take 9 minutes to record it and then show it in the other classes. And that's 9 minutes I have free up to be working on my seating chart or my roll or my lunch count or my attendance or whatever. Okay? Later I'll talk to you a little bit about the history of industrial arts. What I want to do this first week is find one movie to show you so I can be reading through the data sheets while you're watching the movie. Okay? That's why I do those data sheets, to get to know you. The history of the class. This class was originally called manual arts because things were done manually. Then it was called industrial arts. So it was an art class, making things in there. Now it's more industrial technology. Okay? I'll try to start the day by showing channel 1, giving you a little important information like AM and FM on a radio. We talked about that. Channel 1 is reserved on TVs for AM radio and FM radio. AM radio is amplitude mode, okay? The amplitude, how high the frequency of the waves are, and FM is frequency modulated, okay? The waves are this close together. What's funny is this exact same thing the CPR guy and the first aid guy talked about in our first aid class yesterday, except he, rather than using a radio wave, he was using a heart wave, talking about the amplitude of the heart waves and the frequency of them. So if you've never seen sound waves or heart waves or anything, it's pretty interesting. That same thing goes. Okay? I have some different missions for kids this year. Like, I have that computerized vinyl maker if you want to make computerized stickers. That vinyl maker works for that. You can make Oakley or Mossy Oak or Under Armour or whatever, and whatever you make on your computer, you can make that into a vinyl sticker, graphics. I figure that's using drafting, computer-aided drafting. It's using computer technology, okay, and it's using marketing. You can advertise whatever you want to make, okay? Sometimes when you come in, I sometimes say hola or aloha. That all means hello. People are like, what are you talking about? Mahalo means thank you. I want to talk to you guys about wants and needs. I said everything in here that you're going to market is either a want or a need. Okay, understand that. Want or need. When you sell something, there's certain things you want. There's other certain things you just need. Okay? IDK. People always put that on that data sheet. IDK. What does that even mean?
It means
I don't know either. Nah, we already said that. Never mind. Okay. Clean the desks. I talk to kids about assuming. If I have something on the board up here, don't assume it's bad. My teacher once told me, assuming, never assume because it makes an ASS out of you and me. And I said, oh, better not assume. I always thought that was a bad word. But when I taught at Jennifer Junior High, I was Jennifer Jacks before, and then they changed it to the Burrows. The reason I say that is because one time I had up here on the board, you've all heard of TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. I was trying to think of an acronym like that. For Monday, I came up with WHAM, we hate all Mondays. For Tuesday, I came up with so happy it's Tuesday, SHIT. And then I realized, ooh, I shouldn't have that on the board. And then, so I'm trying to think of a different one for Tuesday and Wednesday. But we do have a final exam in here. Final exam, the beautiful thing of it is the day before, I'll go over a video like this and say, here's what's on the final exam. If you want to watch it, here's the exam, my video. That's the one that's had the most views. The final exam. My views, they don't get many likes on YouTube. I don't even like to watch them. It's just like there is a want and a need. These are not something you want to watch. Something like, especially for the final exam, you need to watch it if you didn't pick up on the material. I'm about done here. I always tell kids that if you think it's bad having ADD as a kid, Try having it as a teacher. That ain't easy either. North Dakota. I went out North Dakota this summer. I'm going to talk to you more about that experience. I realized that that was interesting. There's a big oil boom going on out there right now. That was a good experience to make me realize I don't want to work out there in construction my whole life. It's fun. It's nice being out with the guys and everything, but oh my goodness, it's dangerous. I got back in the paper. I saw where one of Clarkson's former student died out there. Okay, the target I'll share with you. Bring 2 pencils every day. Bring your planner. We'll try every day to read at least 1 page out of the book, and I'll kind of go over it. And right now, open your books up to page 4. We saw channel 1. Yesterday, our target was goods and services. I'll try to always give you options. I'll finish the data sheet, and I think I'm about done. The last thing I want to say is if you don't want to do what we're doing today, I just hit 10 minutes and I'm stopping right now. Thank you for your undivided attention.